I guess it's my turn. I know you've been waiting for me to propose a book. I mean, who comes to book club and never picks a book? Me, I guess. But I have one today. Actually, this is my mother's book. I was packing up her stuff yesterday. Couldn't put it off any longer. She's been gone a year now. Yesterday was the anniversary of her death. She's dead. Feels weird to say that out loud. Anyway, this book was on her nightstand. Orlando by Virginia Woolf. Have you read it? Well, if you haven't, you're about to, because this is my pick. No turning back now, I guess. You're not into it, are you? Maybe I should have brought something else. A different book from my mother's formidable library. She was quite the collector. Bookcases lined the walls of her house like an army of well-trained soldiers. Every bookcase shoulder to shoulder with the next. Every book neatly packed on the shelf. Books organized not by author or title, but by date of purchase. Who does that? Inside the front cover of every book is the receipt, like some sort of personal timeline or diary. I used to suspect she never even read her books, just arranged them for the aesthetic. Just bought them because she liked the blurb or the jacket art. But as I was going through her books, I started to realize that maybe they were place markers, indicators of different times in her life. Like on her first bookcase, according to the receipts, these were the books she bought before I was born. Gone with the Wind, Rebecca, The Thornbirds. Couldn't bring any of those to book club. I mean, who here would want to read a romanticized version of the racist South, a love story with a nameless female protagonist, or a book about a priest getting it on with a 17-year-old girl? These must have been bought during my mother's misguided romance stage, probably around the same time she met my father. Her second shelf, Ordinary People, Sophie's Choice, In Cold Blood. God, depressing much? Dead children everywhere. Books from my teenage years. Yeah, mother, I get it. I was a handful. On the third shelf, The Awakening, The Golden Notebook, The Feminine Mystique. Total shocker. Apparently, mother wanted to appear socio-politically enlightened. But those books are so dated now. I'm sure you're all past the second wave cis white feminism. And if you're not, you should be. Am I coming off belligerent? I think I'm coming off belligerent. I'm sorry. Actually, I'm not. Anyway, I was about to give up on finding a book for today when I saw this, Orlando. At first, I thought it was a Florida travel guide. Orlando on $30 a day. It made more sense than Virginia Woolf. I can't even imagine a Virginia Woolf stage in my mother's life. But she loved Florida. In October 1995, my dad left. Did mother take to her bed? No. Take to the drink? No. Take him for all he was worth? Well, yeah, but first she took me to Disney World. I guess she didn't want me to be traumatized by his leaving. She didn't need to worry. I knew he was going to leave before she did. The trip was magical. We rode the rides and saw the shows, but the best part was the characters. Mother loved Cinderella, but I only had eyes for Sleeping Beauty, the petite blonde princess who gets everything she wants just by falling asleep. If only things were that easy. Yeah, so I know it's not a very feminist idea, but I was 10. Not that I'm any better now. Maybe none of us are. Book club, it's like Disney World for middle-aged women. Look, it's Snow White and Jasmine, Jo March and Lizzie Bennet. Over there, it's Beauty and the Beast and Jane Eyre and Mr. Rochester. In the carriage, it's Cinderella and Anna Karenina. And look, Mom, it's Sleeping Beauty. Orlando. I want to believe this one was for me. Here. For here again, we come to a dilemma. Different though the sexes are, they intermix. In every human being, a vacillation from one sex to the other takes place, and often it is only the clothes that keep the male or female likeness, while underneath, the sex is the very opposite of what it is above. This is on her nightstand with the receipt marking the page. October 29th, 1995. Our trip to Disney. Did she know that long ago? You see, I was born male, but I've always been female. Well, that's not true. I was born female, but I looked male. I think it was that trip to Disney that made me realize who I really was. It took me a lot longer to do something about it. It took the death of my mother. I waited until she was gone before I started to transition. I think I was afraid the real me wouldn't fit into her orderly world. That she'd been looking at my outside for so long that she couldn't see my inside. That she'd never looked past the book jacket. You can't tell a book by its cover, Mom. When I found this book, I realized that maybe I was the one who wasn't looking past the cover. During that trip to Disney in 1995, my mother told me that Sleeping Beauty is most beautiful when she's not sleeping. Look, Mom, it's Sleeping Beauty. She's finally awake.
Oh.